Hi guys, today is going to be a great day again. So we'll be looking at a couple of things around startup. We decided to pull up a course, a free online course for startup to learn the fundamental of all knowledge you require to launch a good, successful business with a good exit. The idea is to build a multi-billion dollar company, but there are fundamental that you need to know about startup that helps you on your journey through this great company you're trying to build. So we're talking about startup essential. Today we'll be looking at basically the overview, what we're trying to achieve with this course with our audience, uh, and what are the topics and area we'll be looking at throughout this course. First of all, it's going to be a live course where we come every time. I come every time to tell you one area for every topic. Every topic has like five different modules that helps you to understand that topic. So break down every topic to five different modules that helps you to understand that that topic. The idea is that if you are able to go down through this course, you are to come out strong so that you don't make any unnecessary mistake. You are on a guide. It's a simple guide to help you navigate through your success, through that great success you are emphasizing on, you are planning, you are projecting, and all of that. Okay, so don't forget, Startup Essential is a free online course. I'm going to be your instructor for today. I'm going to be your instructor for this course. And I'm going to tell you from the point of experience, point of education, and point of knowledge that I also acquire from great minds from the world and all of that to help you understand what is course in a simpler possible method in a way that you don't forget it and you can integrate it with whatever you're doing, what kind of business you're doing. They are all similar, the concepts are all similar. So eventually you come out strong and you build a successful company. So, quick one. One of the breakdowns and topical courses that we're going to take are this few, but we have more in other slides. So, Startup Essential, the first topic that we're going to be looking at, which is going to be broken down into five different modules eventually, is creating the right product. What do we mean by the right product? The right product is a product that would help you achieve that your vision, that your mission, that will give value that you have promised your customers eventually. And it has to do with your understanding the market you're trying to operate. How big is the market? Do they have that problem that you think you want to solve? Do you have the solution? And is this problem big enough for you to make profit? Are people ready to pay what will help you sustain this business? If you have looked at all these parameters, it also helps you to know how big you want to become. Then, how what kind of product are you building? Is it a purely digital product? How accessible is this product? These are all the parameters we'll be taking you through this course to help you understand how to identify problem, how to research the problem and know the in-depth of this problem and how sustainable is this problem and how big is this problem. Okay, is it an artificial problem? Is it a problem that is actually big to become commercial? We're going to take you through all this to help you know how to identify true problem, to analyze how big the problem is. Do you really have the right solution? Is it cost effective that people can pay for this solution? If all these questions are answered, take you through this on that creating the right product. And also making you to understand that for every product, there's a uniqueness in different environment. The fact that a product works well in the US does not mean it's going to work well in Africa. It depends on a lot of factors, the government policy, the legal frameworks within the environment, a lot of factors, the exposure of the people, the accessibility, the infrastructures, and all of that. These are things that we're going to take you through to help you understand how do you identify the right product. It's not about creating product, it's about creating the right product for the environment, the market you are trying to create for. Another thing we're going to be looking at, that topic we're going to look at is adapting the right technology. At every stage you're starting a business, you might not necessarily have the right resources to get your minimum value product, your MVP. You don't have the right money, you don't have the right, but there are ways you can go around it to still prove that by using simpler technology, combination of different technology to deliver such value that you want, at least to show that force uh, validity, validating your product before you begin to incur more money. And what are the strategies for you to grow your technology? Is it by outsourcing it? Is it by uh, hybrid, outsourcing a local? What have you? Is it? Are you afraid to protect your intellectual property? What are the things you can put in place to build the right technology? Because to build a technology that is cost effective, sustainable, and that you can keep you along the line. And at what point do you need to be getting more complex technology? How do you monitor your growth to know when you need to get more bigger technology that can do more? So there are a lot of ways we're going to break that into another 5 different models to help you understand how to, even when you are not a technology person and you are doing a tech product, how do you navigate through this growth? Okay. Another thing that we're going to be looking at is revenue model. Revenue modeling is a very interesting part of every startup or every business. Is how are you able to capture value for your company, for yourself, for your stakeholder, for your investors, in such a way that is sustainable. It's not that you capture a value today, you can't capture another thing. And how do you understand what's your revenue cycle? Revenue cycle is very important because that determines the number of activities you can generate as a company and also determine the number of growth. That is going to determine your rate of growth. If you have a good revenue model that the cycle is shorter, the better for you, and you have a good revenue model that you can charge multiple times, you can get benefit multiple times, the better for you. So we're going to look at all the revenue model that is better for whatever you're doing. And there are a lot of things you need to consider when you're developing your revenue model, from competition, from existing one, from the ability for people to pay, or for what is more comfortable for people. You need to look at a lot of factors. But the better for you as a businessman is to have when you can generate more activities so that you can get more revenue along the line. So we'll take you through this, tell you how you analyze your revenue. Is it subscription based? Is it commission based? Is it hybrid? Whatever is going to work, is determined by your products and the way you have designed your product. Okay, so these are things that we're going to take you through revenue model. I love this part very well because that determines your growth. That determines whether somebody want to invest in your company. If you have a good revenue model that is very attractive, then you can be sure that you get investors, you're going to get people to invest in your company. You're going to be able to make money to sustain the business. Okay, another thing that we're going to look again in this first slide is that we're going to be looking at financial planning. Financial planning is very, very important. What this does for you is that it tells you how do you plan your sustainability when you don't have anything. When you are at the 0 point, you don't have anything at all. You don't have no money, you have just this idea. How do you navigate this process? Then how do you also navigate your planning? How do you plan what do you need and at every stage along the line, even when you're broken even, how much do you need to keep growing and how much do you need when you're growing, when you're scaling? You should be able to mark your strategy, plan your strategy, evaluate it along the line. Nothing should take you so that you don't go short of resources. So you need to plan your growth properly, such at every stage you are growing, regardless of your expectation or not. A good financial planning will help you grow faster and will help you manage your resources effectively, regardless of how you have raised money or not. That is what we're going to do for you. We're going to break it into 5 different models that will help you understand how to manage your costs alongside your revenue and how to plan and strategy to sustain even when you are still growing and how to get more resources when it's needed, not just have excess resources. And even when you have excess resources, how do you manage it? So we're going to take you through all of this. Another thing we're going to be talking about is uh, appropriate funding. What type of funding is appropriate for your business? It's about your what is the state of your business, what is the kind of growth that you want, or where are you now? Do you need debt now? Do you need family and friends? Do you need to just trap, or do you need to take debt? When you take debt, you know you're going to be responsible for the entire money. When you take equity, you know you're going to get part of your. So whatever one you are taking has its own implications. So you need to understand that very well. So what are your approach? What do you need at the first stage? Is it good for you to take debt, or do you split it? Do you use debt to manage your product? Do you use equity to manage your overhead? There are a lot of strategies that could be you can use to manage your growth at the initial stage, and so on. And each benefit, we're going to take that into another 5 modules that will help you understand how do you assess the right from them. Okay. Okay. So I think we're done with the first slide. I think we've spoken a lot more, a couple of things about what you need to know. So we try to capture everything that has to do with startup. And in different modules, we try to make sure that everything is uh, attended to, or information that you require for every stage, you have them accordingly. So building the right team, okay? Building the right team is another critical of the business because your team determines the success of the business. But how do you attract the first set of team when you don't even have money, when you don't have revenue? When you start having an idea, how do you get a first co-founder? How do you get your first board member? What are the parameters? What do you need? Okay, how do you scale your team alongside your growth? So we're going to be breaking that into another 5 different modules that helps you to know how to grow. So that sometimes you don't need to be over to go and get too much team that you don't need, or you don't have team where you need more team. So we'll take you through this. How do you evaluate your growth? And what kind of team do you need at every point in time? And how do you sustain this team? And how do you manage them through the growth, especially at the initial stage when the company is not earning revenue? How are you able to attract a good team? So we're going to be breaking this into another 5 different modules, okay, to help you understand what the right thing is at every point in your business. Then the other part we're going to be talking about is the branding and visibility. It's very powerful. Okay, in fact, that is one of the strengths of every startup. How what is your brand equity? How do people perceive you? What are the people that relate with your brand? What kind of brand leverages have you enjoyed? What kind of visibility? How are you visible to your customer? Because people want to buy things that they know, and people want to buy things that they feel that has quality. So how are you presenting your brand properly? What are the right platform depending on the product? And to what extent do you want to promote? To what level of value do you want to put to your product? It also determine on the kind of platform, the leverages you're going to be assessing to grow your brand. Because if you remember the time of Apple, when they want to promote, they use people who have done great things in their area of domain. So that already is bringing the value up. So you need to look at what method you want to use to grow your brand, what kind of visibility, what kind of ranking you want to achieve in your product. That is also very critical because if you get that right, I can tell you you're gonna get a lot of customers and a lot of investors if every other part has worked already. The customer support is very important. People take this thing very lightly. If you're going to use technology, if you want to use, you can do an hybrid both, why you have technology to interface, but after a while, you get people to. So we're going to take you what kind of customer the service do you need, and to what volume do you need to outsource it? Do you need kind of technology can you use to help yourself grow your customer? Because you need to be able to manage your customer effectively. So are people going to be calling your company to get one of the phone or problem or the other, or want to relate your customer service or customer support must be very great. So we're going to break that into another 5 modules that's going to help you understand what customer support really is and how do you measure the value of experience you are giving to your customers. They will also have customer experience. Customer experience It's all about the company culture, from the products, how easy is the product to be used, for the staff, the team, how do they relate with the customer, how do you relate with people around them, and how easy is the product. Experience is everything about the company. So you need to integrate that into your culture, that this experience, that when people meet your staff, meet your product, meet everything that has to do with your company, they experience something very unique. And that is what customer experience should be like. Your product should be simple and straightforward, not complex. They should be able to go to straight to the point. They should have a lot of helping and guiding tools to help them know your product. And you also have to provide a lot of things that will give them that experience. So we're going to be breaking down into a lot of customer experience, from UI design, from product development, on the perspective of experience. So what do you look for in an experience? What do you look as a company? How do you drive your experience? A customer have the best experience as much as possible. Then another thing we're going to looking at is also a great part of stuff that I love so much. It's called growth hacking. They you need to understand. Sometimes when a lot of people work with great partners, great company, not because they really want to work with them, because they have something that's gonna help them grow so fast, because maybe they have a cluster of customer or a cluster of network that can give a sudden growth that you need in your business. That is the essence of growth hacking, and there are a lot of technology, there are a lot of things that can be done around that. So we'll tell you how you can hack your growth from the point of partnership. We'll tell you the point of technology, and from the point, so many points that you can use to hack your growth. Hacking your growth basically is sudden growth in your customer base that are using your product and even paying for it. So you need to have strategy around that. We're going to break it down into another 5 different modules that will help you navigate all of this, so that at the end of the day, you can be sure you are going to have a customer. That is why your partnership from day one is very key. There are some people in the industry you are trying to penetrate. When you get them to your side, you can be sure of some number of customers that's already enough to break you, or that can make you experience things that are sudden in terms of growth. So you need to understand growth hacking properly. We're going to break it into another 5 different modules that will help you understand and appreciate what growth hacking is. So finally, but not least, is the exit strategy. In every business, you need to understand what are your exit strategy. Do you intend to be acquired? Do you want to go public? The essence of this, you are, as a businessman, as a startup, you need to have at the back of your mind that you want to grow so big that you need other people to join you, not only investors, maybe the public, or maybe you want a bigger company that have more bigger structure to take over you. So you need to have your plan in place. What exactly is your plan? Okay. So all of this is the essence of Startup Essential, is to help you understand what startup is all about and give you the first foundation that help you launch a successful business. So let's see you on the side. So watch out for our timing and schedule for our program. Each topic will be watch out on my page, on my handle, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and everywhere. We're gonna put it up such a way that you can book your time, and you can also watch out for videos, for past training, for to help you understand what startup is. Knowledge is powerful, so that you don't make expensive mistake. So set a time to be part of this. I'm sure you will love it. Thank you.